Welcome back to 82 Rugby Chat. Look, we've been off here for a while. I've been away. We lost the Shield, but we've had some great news on the weekend. The Otago boys went out and beat Auckland, confirmed themselves a home semi-final. So I've got Brownie with me. We're just going to talk about the season so far, chances for the semi-final, and then we're on to our final against Tasman. So Brownie, the season's gone, started off with a hiss and a roar. We won the Ranfurly Shield. Did you have a bit of a downer then?
Yeah, I think we did. Obviously losing the game the way we did, and then trying to get back up for the Tasman game, and can't even remember who we played after that. But it was it was a tough time to get the boys back on track and back playing good footy.
I missed. I was away in Vietnam, so I missed a bit. But I thought you played. I mean, you got beaten up at scrum time. I thought you played okay against Canterbury, one of the games I watched. But I've been back watched the last 3 or 4 games, and you've beaten Northland, but that wasn't easy. Obviously gave North Harbour a bit of a trouncing, and then you had to come out and beat Auckland, and you did. So the boys are starting to play that pattern you want them to play again?
Yeah, that's a pleasing thing. We played a quality side and scored some good tries, and our defence was very good against Auckland. I thought where they were quite dangerous on attack. So we defended better and we scored some good tries on attack. So I think we're getting back to where we need to be. Because
they were quite a big side, Auckland, and they had a big pack. And they had some strong ball winners in the back line. They never got, apart from late in the game when the game was over, they never really got a chance to get those guys out wide, did they?
Yeah, I think the last couple of tries, don't really want to read too much into that. I think the boys were out on their feet and were sort of looking at the scoreboard, hoping that 80 minutes would tick over and we'd get out of there. But very pleasing the first 65 minutes where we defended strongly and created a lot of turnovers as well.
And you've obviously had a few problems in your loose forwards, but I'm not a big fan of Leon on that open side, but I thought he had a really strong, and he's been strong the last 2 or 3 games. His tackling's has been outstanding.
Yeah, he's probably coming into his own now as an open side. I think he's getting turnovers, he's making the most tackles in the game, and he's putting a lot of pressure on at ruck time. So he's growing into that role as a 7, and I think it could be his position.
You've lost Hugh Blake, I hear.
Yeah, Hugh's out for the rest of the year. He's torn a calf, I think, so that's at least 4 weeks.
So he's gone, and your other big loss, you lost the whitebait on Saturday, at fullback on Sunday.
We did, yeah. Unfortunately, sort of blew an ACL, so he'll be 6 months back from that.
So it's 6 months.
Yeah.
Righto. So look, is everybody else ready to go for next weekend? They're the 2 guys that are gone. Is everybody else all right?
I think so. I think TJ's come through all right.
Had a bit of a neck problem. Is he all right?
Yeah, I think we'll get him ready to go on Sunday. So.
He's looked a bit tired, though. Is that just a long year?
Yeah, I think so for him.
Is that why you've kept him on the bench basically all the time?
Yeah, a lot of that because he's obviously sore all the time, and and also we want to use him as an impact player, and I think he can win us a game in 20 minutes that he plays. So that's the role we want to use him in, and it also gives his body a bit of a break. Yeah.
So disappointments this year so far. I mean, obviously the Ranfurly Shield was a highlight for everybody, even though it was only a week. I suppose the disappointment was losing that game.
Yeah, it was a big letdown after the massive high of winning it, and it took the team a while to get over that. But we still wouldn't sacrifice
we had it
the
for
Shield for anything in the world.
And Richard Perkins will never forget his week, as we know.
Well, he's going to write a book, he tells me.
Oh, well, it'll be a really bad book because as we know, he just doesn't stop talking. The highlight for me probably was when he made that speech on that Friday night at the end of his week, and he just didn't want to shut up, did he?
No, he didn't, and he's just going to carry on and write a book about that as well.
So look, let's talk about. We'll go a wee bit off the boil. Let's talk about the boys that Highlander contracts. You've already got your boys you've got in there, which is good. But I see he's named, since I've been away, he named Tom Franklin, he named Gareth Evans, which I think they were must for him to take.
Exactly. I think no brainers, those two. I think playing outstanding footy, and they're ready to take that next step.
Yeah. So I think now, what about from the other guy that for me that I think that probably hasn't been looked at? I hear they're looking at a couple of midfield backs now, but to me, Jaden Spence, the dog role. I mean, I think he's ready to make the step up. I just can't believe we haven't looked at him.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's been playing good footy for a couple of years now, and he's the sort of Conrad Smith of our team. So I think he can definitely do that role for the Highlanders at the next level.
Look, you've got big reps on the kid, and every time I see him play, he doesn't make mistakes. So he is a bit of a Conrad Smith. He's probably not that quick, but look, to me, you've said it before. He's a junior Tamati Ellison, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. And I think at the next level he'll just get more experience and he'll just develop and be a quality player at the Super Rugby level.
Yep.
So I think it's time for him to get a go.
Okay. Now, what about, is anybody else there? What about your front rowers? I mean, they got a bath against Canterbury, one of the last games I watched before I went away. But you know, they're pretty young. They've stuck to it. They've played pretty well.
Yep.
I think I hear Jamie signed an Argentinian prop and he signed somebody out of Bay of Plenty. That's the rumour on the street. But surely these guys are reasonably close. The Manson's got to be reasonably close, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, Scotty's playing some outstanding footy the last couple of weeks and it's been a big part of why we're going so well.
Go forward for you.
Craig Miller's probably been the most consistent of the props this year. And if you take Aki Sealy coming off the bench, he's...
I haven't been a big Suidi fan, but I thought he played pretty well when he came on Sunday.
Yeah, he's a ball carrier and he's got some great skills. So, and he's only 20 years old, so or 21.
He's still got time on his side.
So hopefully we can take those ball skills and turn them into a good prop in a year or two.
So what about? I mean, Steve Hetman did a big piece on him and said, "Page, I mean, he's not going to get named here this year. We've got about 9,000 loose forwards and all. That's disappointing though, because I think he's worth a go at the next level, isn't he?
I think so too. Athletic ability, he's very good. So he's sort of a little bit like Adam Thompson was a few years ago, and then he got given the opportunity and developed into a quality player. So I think PG's no different.
Well, I've just put the asset on. There's got to be a Super 15. I don't care if it's not for the Highlands, but he deserves a crack at Super 15 level.
Yeah, I think so. And I guess if no New Zealand team wants him, there's plenty of space in
overseas.
Aussie.
So. I've got to ask you about this. So Brad Weber, any regrets on Brad Weber now? He's played very well from what I've seen for the Waikato boys.
No, I think Brad's been playing great footy. The things that I wanted him to work on, he's obviously doing that.
Yep.
And he's obviously a great runner, and that's always been his strength, and he's showing that out there for Waikato.
I see you. Let's talk about that for a sec, because from what I've seen, he simplified his game when he's playing there. For the first couple of weeks he played, he just cleared the ball. And then he slowly added some of those other bits to his game. Yeah,
and Brad will admit that the passing's not his strength. And he's been working on that really hard since obviously we left him out of the squad, and he's worked hard at that. And then the opportunity came up with Waikato, and I said you'd be silly not to take it. So and he's gone out there and he's proved that he can play at this level.
Okay, let's get on to this weekend. So it's going to be tough. I tried to convince the Otago Rugby Union on Monday they needed to put some sort of promotion together to back onto the test ticket to get them to get people onto the game, because I don't know, I'd love to see 10,000 people there. Are we going to get 10,000?
Yeah, I hope so.
It's a big game for us now.
It is a big game, and I guess Hawke's Bay, we owe them one, and it'd be a great occasion to go and watch the test, then come and watch Sunday session.
Afternoon, 2:35, have a few beers after that once we've won. So, looking at the last game, we didn't shut down a couple of their key playmakers. Ohio West is obviously quick at first five, and they're obviously quite fast. So how do we shut them down?
Yeah, I just think that we're a lot better defensively now as a team, and obviously the boy West is a big threat, so we need to close his space down and put a bit of pressure on him. So hopefully we can do that, and then it'll just flow on from there. So
your forward pack, I mean, against them last time, I felt it was a reasonably even contest with them. They've got some reasonable loosies. I think our loosies are slightly better than theirs. We'll compete at line-out time. Have you named a team yet?
No, not yet. Be Thursday.
Thursday before you name a team?
Yeah.
But there'll be no real surprises. You'll be going with tried and true, as long as the boys are all ready to go.
I think obviously Tom Franklin will come back in and Craig Miller, so get them back involved, and we should put a pretty good lineup up.
So you'll be pretty. I mean, it's going to be a big ask, because looking from what I've seen from Tasman, they're playing some good code. I think we can get past Hawke's Bay, and then we'll obviously have to go to Nelson or Maribor to play that game. We can beat them.
Oh, I think so. I
agree.
Good rugby. I agree. They're probably the best side in our competition and most consistent. But I think that we've got the ability to beat them, and we've sort of proven it last year that we can knock them over. So playing them at home will be tough, but be a good challenge.
And I've talked to you about this before. You don't care who you play when it comes to this level of rugby, but you would rather now be in that top flight.
Oh, definitely. I think. Well, this year we beat 3 of the 4 sides we played, so...
Yep, so there's no reason why you can't go and do that.
I think we've got good enough players now to compete with the best.
Righto, Brownie. Look, and just on the All Black game, we'll be too strong, will we?
I think so, but I think it'll be the best test that Aussie play this year. So
they had 2 weeks ago. They finally played. They obviously played to their potential against Argentina. We probably played our best test in a long time though against South Africa. Are we up to? We're up. The boys will be up for it, won't they? I would have thought just to keep that winning streak going.
Yeah, I think so, and but I reckon it'll be a great test and one that the All Blacks will narrowly win.
Okay. Right, well, look, that's up from us. Look, I think on Saturday the All Blacks will go out and they will beat Australia, but it will be a lot closer than people think. And on Sunday, yeah, we owe Hawke's Bay one. We beat Hawke's Bay and we go and play Tasman next week in the final. And hopefully I'll be back with Brownie and Yards next week just to talk about that final.